Recently, I got myself some information from one of my YouTube fans. Sent me material on more of cops being what cops always is. You know, a lot of people get on my case because I'm very hard on police. And I have my reasons. It's because of an officer out of Baltimore. I don't know what he is. Look more like a school resource officer. I can tell by the little three banger he was driving. He was nothing but an oversized meter maid beating up on a child. And people ask why young people of today have no respect or regards for police officers. That video should have showed it. You got an officer waving around his little tin star, manhandling and stealing from children. I've had criticisms over my couple of my past videos about me, how cops are supposed to be everybody's friend, how I'm very hard on them. Well, the truth of the matter is, I'm not hard enough. Police officers like you have to start policing yourselves, not just me. I just make my comments aimed at the bad ones like that, because it's those bad ones people remember. It's the Officer Reeves, the meter maid Reeves, who's going around slapping children, thinking it's funny. You know, I'm glad those children weren't mine, because if they were, and that fat fucker would have hit my kids like that, I'd take him down a peg or two. And yeah, I did call him a fat fucker, because nobody in their right mind would, or anything, would have laid hands on my children like that. Any discipline would have had to come to me. But the problem is, in this world, too many people will excuse an officer because he wears a badge. They think he's above the law. Police officers are not above the law. They represent. They have to be right to the line. They got to be right there, even keel with the law, because that's how they swore to live their life. They swore the oath to defend and protect it, not to violate it whenever it's convenient. Because somebody says, dude, doesn't give an officer the excuse to slap a child. It's like when he put that little boy in the chokehold and just pushed him down. But there's a lot of people's going to justify him, say, oh, he was not respectful enough. Well, that's going to happen when somebody comes up there acting like that kind of a pig. And then what's worse, what's going to happen in the future when the police start asking the community to help, and somebody like him says, screw you. And it's that officer that they sent around to ask the community for help. And it's because of pigs like that that make police in general life a living hell. Now if you come up there and approach the boys in a more nicer way, hey, they probably would have done it, because alone you're taught at a young age to respect the badge. But when a badge starts dissing you, you diss it. Good thing that was in a little town like Baltimore, because anywhere else, hey, if that would have been New Orleans, that motherfucker would have been knifed. But that would have been his problem, not mine. But I'm going to let America decide. You know, there's going to be a lot of things said, good and bad. I'm going to have a lot of write-ons, and some of them says, you don't know how tough it is to be a police officer. Well, I really don't care. As far as I'm concerned about police officers, I really don't care either way. You can have your fans and you can have your critics. I'm just a critic. I'm just somebody who points out the truth. Now, as far as these boys go, if they didn't, I didn't see even in the video where they were doing anything wrong, but just sitting there. They tried to answer the pig's question. They weren't running away. And I don't think I've heard them utter a swear word. The worst thing they said was, hey, dude. If they don't know your name, most people call you dude. Now, when he made his point as officer clear, they did. But when I see, and I hope and pray, the parents of those two children, and thank God to the cell phone generation, The cell phone generation now can record these travesties. Just like they did with the first skateboarding video I did, where they were recording blatant police abuse. And so many others in the past. Here's a new one. Just like I said, police and officers, we're holding you to the line. You get out of hand, you will be spotted, and you will be identified, and you will be put out of a job. Because it ain't like it was 40, 50 years ago, when Officer Friendly could do whatever the fuck he wanted to do, and we just sit by and take it. Because just watch that the next person you may harass, aggravate, and cuss out may be having you on video camera and may just as well have your job. Time to wake up, America.